Recently, the robotic vacuum cleaner has become more and more popular in our families, and we are getting more and more familiar with its functions and structures. Also, with my participation in the robotic lesson in the past 3 years, my will to apply the knowledge and skills I've learned has been strengthened. With these robotic vacuum cleaners, my assembling skills and programming knowledge will be dramatically improved, and that's why I chose to assemble my own robotic vacuum cleaners. First of all, let me introduce the main body of the robot. Well, its shape has to be based on the principle of symmetry to guarantee its smooth turning to avoid the obstacles. Finally, we determined the diameter of the main body to 380 millimeters. It is a little bit bigger than the product on the shelf of the market because of the relatively bigger Lego components. Another technical problem is the 160 RPM of the Lego motor and its 5-volt input voltage. Because of its low RPM, the fan cannot achieve the expected performance at all. So I use an additional high-speed and high-voltage motor to solve the problem. I use the A end of the controller to control the 5-volt relay and use an additional 12-volt power to control the high-speed motor directly. And besides the assembling problems, the programming is also really complicated. And its difficulty mainly reflects on 2 points. And the first point is the moving route of the robot. Well, the moving route of this robot depends on the shape and size of the room. And it moves near the wall so that no place will be missed. Besides, after its first circle around the room, its moving circle will be smaller and smaller, and finally it will stop in the center of the room. Another technical point is how to avoid the obstacles. Well, to solve these problems, I use 2 supersonic sensors, 1 touch sensors, and 1 motor degree sensor to control the robot. Well, this supersonic sensor aside is used to measure the distance from the robot to the wall, so that the robot will not be too close or too far from the wall. And the other 3 sensors are used to collect the necessary data needed in the calculation to avoid the obstacles. Besides, in order to distinguish between the wall corners and the obstacles, there is an assistance program used to compare the distance the robot has already covered with the size of the room, so that the robot will not deem the obstacles as the wall corners. And that's all. Now let's see how it works.
任何锅的基本就是。 算是